All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back. We're going to be messing around a little bit with some Sorare Major League Baseball. We'll take a look at the upcoming game week, right? So today is the last day of the current game week. I've been fortunate enough to have some success in the daily streets, right? We had a first place finish, and then a 2 nights ago, sixth place finish last night. I don't think we're going to have the same success today. Taylor said, thank God for Sorare I can actually enjoy baseball as a Rockies fan. Taylor, did you see that sick poll that I had today? The sick Ezekiel Tovar. That was our tier 3 reward from last night. Let's go dive over to Sorare here just for a second. This is what I rolled out today. Let's do a quick refresh. Didn't get the Chapman save that we were looking for. We got 12 points from our guy Tanner Hawk. This one actually is a little bit more fun. It's in 24th place because we got 83 from Chucky Morton. We got 19 from Cassis, 33 from Breggies, the -1 from Tovar. We still got Austin Wells and Lourdes Gariel. So we'll see how we do. My biweekly stuff has been an absolute disaster, though. An absolute disaster so far. Top 75%, not great, Bob. Top 80%, very bad, very bad. So much for playing all the guys that play 4 games. Yeah, there we go. This is I'll go to, yeah, Bergman's great. Bregman's great, man. Bregman Bombers. The Bregman Bombers. Yeah, this is the daily lineup that I had last night that cooked. It was here it is right here. So we had 2 pitchers. We had Crotchet go for 42, Ryan Pepois go for 11, and then 19 from Holmes, and then we got 17 from Rooker, 21 from Volpe, 12 from Tucker. Hilariously enough, like the best play, our Corbin Carroll did absolutely nothing. So a lot of people were asking too, like, why are you throwing those guys in the daily? And it's because I didn't have them when I was building the biweekly lineup. I didn't have them at that time. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. I figure what we could do, mess around with the schedule. I think the weekend is going to be a little bit easier to talk about than it was on Sunday night, just because of there's less games, less days to figure out. So I think it'll be a little bit easier. So let's go over to the worldwide leader. We'll start there. So this is the Friday schedule. I think we have 2 teams in a 2-game series. Is it Twins and somebody only playing 2 games? But anyways, tomorrow we still have some afternoon baseball, doing a lot of afternoon stuff here early in the season. We've got a series between the White Sox and the Tigres and the Tigers here. That one is going to be in Detroit. I actually should find something so that we can see the projected starters. I feel like there's a way to do that. There we go. Probable pitchers. Let's look at Fangraph over here. That's not very helpful right now, though. Sorry, guys. I had a show right before this, so I'm a little bit not as prepared as I typically am. Hold on. Let's do this. Here we go. Projected starters. Let's see if I have something that shows up faster. Oh, did we use Fantasy Pros last time? Oh, the probables grid. That's what we were looking at. Okay. Let's go back to that. Sorry about that. Let's go share screen one more time. Different share screen there for you. A lot of home openers here. Said that, so that's why it's still early. Typically, only get day games on Fridays if the Cubs are home. Okay, there we go. That's helpful. I also know like some of the schools some of the teams in the Northeast will start their games a little bit earlier for the kiddos and for traffic and shit like that. So, all right, here we go. Probable starters. Let's take a look. So Friday, Dean Kramer back on the mound on Friday. So we've got an Orioles Royals series that is going to be a 3-game series. We've got Dean Kramer, Sugano, and Cade Povich. So this is at Kansas City. Now, depending on how the weather is in Kansas City, which I'm going to pull up right now, this feels like a fun place to attack if it's getting hot there this weekend. Not really the best pitching environment. Let's see. What do we have? What do we have in Kansas City? 54 degrees right now. Fair. The weather. What do we got for the weekend? Lead a little 7-day. It looks like it's just going to be in the 50s. Sunday a little bit warmer. So not like the best hitting environment actually, but again, not the best pitching either. So that's kind of fun. That is kind of fun. All right, the Red Sox here starting to turn things around after the weekend in Baltimore. They've got the St. Louis Cardinals. I believe this is the Fenway home opener, correct? We'll have Walker Buehler pitching for the Sox, Dick Fitz, Richard Fitz, and then Sean Newcomb. Your Cardinals could be a fun stack this weekend. Buehler is not somebody that gets blown up a lot, but he's also not a shutdown guy. You also have Richard Fitz. I know he had a pretty good performance in his first game out, so that, maybe he's going to be a fun I don't know a lot about Fitz, if we're being honest, but then Newcomb sucks. So I do think you could have some fun, especially in Fenway. With the right-handed Cardinal bats, I think could be very exciting there against the lefty with the green monster. I bet, though, I actually think we're supposed to get decent weather this weekend. That actually might not be true. I know it's raining in New York on Saturday. That's the only thing I know. I'm going to pull up weather.com. And for the, Boston, let's see. We've got 63 on Friday. Friday's going to be pretty good environment. And then Saturday and Sunday, actually, it's going to be pissing rain and cold. So there we go. Red Sox and Cardinals might be a situation to avoid after we talked about it. I especially on a weekend slate this early on, I don't know if they were going to be forcing double headers, right? On a Sunday when it's also supposed to be gross and rainy. I don't know if they'd try to play two. That nukes the hitting environment. I think the hitters are probably a little bit safer if they are trying to play these games, because I imagine this is the only time St. Louis is coming to Boston this year. I would admit, normally we don't do interleague multiple home series, right? So if that is the case, the league is going to try to make sure that these games happen. So that means they might be just waiting out delays quite a bit. So I do think it's going to make it a little bit more difficult to use starting pitchers for both the Sox and the Cardinals in this one. Let's actually go to, I didn't do this for Kansas City, but let's do Kansas City right now. They're throwing out Lugo, Waka, and Bubik. Man, the Orioles stack might be my favorite one so far this weekend. I like attacking this game quite a bit. The second one we just talked about was the St. Louis Cardinals, who you're going to get Fetty Wap on Friday, Andre Payente, and Miles Mikolas. Man, these are good hitting environments for the Red Sox, or matchups for the Sox as well, even though the Sox offense, they finally broke out tonight with 8 runs. But I do think you could, I wonder what you guys think actually in the chat. Is this a situation when you see the weather like this, would you rather hold on to some of these bats for daily competitions where you have a little bit more pitchers as well, where you have a little bit more information rather than locking them in for the weekend? Because these Red Sox bats do look like they are pretty smash spot there. Speaking of smash spots, the Yanks go on the road to Pittsburgh this weekend. They're getting Fried, Stroman, and Willie Warren. So we got 3 games for the Yanks. They're rolling out Fried, against Fried, Stroman. No, that's their pitchers. Sorry, Max Fried, Marcus Stroman, and Will Warren. So probably not touching too much of the Pirates' bats. The Pirates, on the other hand, just threw Paul Skeens, so you're not going to get him. Mitch Keller, though, pretty good pitcher. But then righty mashers here against Bailey Falter and Andrew Heaney. Heaney still is like decent strikeout upside, but can get lit up. It is the Yanks. So I think I would probably prioritize some of those right-handed bats in those matchups. Your Gold Shitty, Austin Wells, Anthony Volpe, those types of plays. Taylor was saying, yeah, not a terrible way to play it. A lot of bad weather everywhere there. Everywhere, though. That's good to know. Let's go look up Pittsburgh and see what the weather is like there. So in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Looks like we've got 70 or 50. Not bad. So 59 on Friday. Looks like we're going to get storms on Saturday, but 71 degrees. Honestly, Saturday, moonshots. We're going to see some bombs. Very cold and rainy on Sunday. So I think we're probably avoiding pitchers in this matchup, which again is just your skanks. I don't think you're rolling out Pirates pitchers, although, and then Saturday, pretty good hitting environment. So to Taylor's point, we might be dodging a lot of weather this weekend. Snoopaloop, what's up, sir? All right, next up on the docket in the AL East, we got the Tampa Bay Rays. They are going to be in Texas this weekend. They're throwing is it Lytle or Little, Taj Bradley, and Drew Rasmussen. Let's go look up the weather in Tejas, although they play indoors now, correct? In Arlington, don't they have, aren't they indoors now? Or retractable? Excuse me. It's going to be in the 60s, some thunderstorms this weekend, but should be okay. On the Texas side of things, they are rolling out. I scrolled too far. Texas is rolling out Tyler Mahle, Jacob deGrom, and Kumar Rocker. So honestly, I don't know how much I'd be attacking this situation too much. I don't think there's anybody I'm like super excited about there. And then Toronto, they're coming to New York. In New York. Dicey weather in New York this weekend. I don't know why I'm burping right now and I haven't like eaten anything in a while. New York, I think we're supposed to get some decent weather tomorrow. Tomorrow it's looking like, no, it's going to rain all weekend. 68% and 65 degrees on Friday, 65% and 52 degrees on Saturday. That's going to be, that's also my opening day for softball. Gross. Then Sunday, 59 degrees. So I don't feel super confident in this Mets stuff. Boots on the ground sounds like it's going to be bad. All right, Kumar Rocker sucks, so there you go. Light up the Rays. Brandon Lowe. Get the low post. All right, so that's Toronto, Gausman, Bassett, and Bowden Francis. Bowden Francis is, I don't know how long. Actually, here's a question for you guys that have played here a while. So Bowden Francis is starting for the Blue Jays, but is designated as a relief pitcher. Do they make adjustments to that mid-season? So, like, if Bowden Francis is in the rotation for the first month and a half of the Major League Baseball season, will he then move to be considered a starting pitcher, or does he stay as a relief pitcher for the entirety of the season? Because that was like a sneaky good pickup by me, I think, picking up Francis if he is going to be a relief pitcher. Or relief pitcher eligibility when he's going out there and throwing gas for the Blue Jays. Picked up a Verlander for cheap. All right, we're out there buying stuff. For the New York Mets, they are rolling out there Tyler McGill. You got Griffin Canning and David Peterson. Man, it's too bad the weather's going to suck. I feel like this would be a fun matchup to target on both sides of the bats because the Mets offense could probably beat anybody. And like Gausman and Bassett, definitely. I mean, all three of these are good pitchers, but the Blue Jays bats, I would be much more excited to target. I think anyways. All right, let's go. They rarely remove position designations. Okay. All right. That's good to know. Thank you for that. Let's do the AL Central. So we got the Chicago White Sox at Detroit in this matchup. Let's see what the Detroit weather is scheduled to look like this weekend. Excuse me, man, we are struggling today. Detroit weather here. Again, just not great. Where's the sunshine? 52 degrees and overcast on Friday. Light rain on Saturday. Overcast on Sunday. So it's chilly. It's going to be in the low 50s. However, looks like we will get all three games in between Chicago and Detroit. Again, they're throwing Jonathan Cannon, Davis Martin, and Martin Pages for the Detroit Tigers. They're throwing out Jack Flaherty, Reese Olson, and Jackson Joby. I keep wanting to say Jacoby Jackson. I think this is fine. Oh no, reading into Tandy time. Oh no. Are they talking about the pack drop? Is it pack drop season? Yeah, I don't know about Freeman. Freeman fell down in the shower, right? Got dinged up a little bit. Not really sure. Not really sure what Freeman's going to do. We've got, let's do the Guardians now are at Los Angeles. Now, and the Angels can't do us wrong, right? The Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. What is the weather like there this weekend? It's got to be good. It's got to be good, right? Let's see. Right now, oh, yeah, baby. 70 degrees and sunny. 79 degrees and sunny. 81 degrees. Now, let's see. Is this a fun matchup to attack here? We got Gavin Williams, Tanner Beebe, who got scratched from his first start, and Luis Ortiz. That's for the Guardians. For the Angels, Jose Soriano, Jack Kokonowitz, and Tyler Anderson. Guys, this might can we identify this as the series of the weekend? Da-na-na-na-na-na, right? This is where we got to be attacking. The Guardians and the Angels. I know not the sexiest of stuff, but we got great weather and we got like mid pitching outside. I mean, BB's nice, right? But again, coming off a scratch start, who knows? Who knows? We've got, let's see, the Detroit. Oh, we did Tigers already. We did Royals already. Minnesota. So we mentioned this, right? The Minnesota Twins are starting a 3-game series against the Houston Astros. They only have 2 games this weekend. So they're playing right now. Shout out Borland, who's boots on the ground watching Joe Ryan take them out against the Stros. They don't play tomorrow, which means they only have 2 games. So they got Bailey Ober and then Chris, I got my dick kicked in, Paddock in his most recent start. And then for Houston, you're going to see Spencer and Ronel Blanco. So this is going to be mostly a stay away, I think. I don't think you can get into it. Wait, Tanner Beebe did pitch? I thought he got scratched opening night. Or did he pitch like the next day? They didn't like skip his start in the rotation? My bad. All right, yeah, I'd probably stay away from this. I think if this is an easy way to identify daily plays if you want. I mean, obviously you can still do the play the pitchers, but this is probably a situation where your hitters you're saving. Although, I don't know, I guess there could be an argument. We can check the weather right now. I'm sure it's going to be dog shit there too. But you could make the case like, hey, would you rather have 2 games of Astros bats or 3 games of like Mets bats who might only play one time, Looks like this weekend they're going to get all 3 games in. 46 degrees on Saturday, 56 degrees on Sunday, no rain. So I don't know. Maybe you could make that case. Like if you think we're going to have shit weather all around, maybe you can get to it. All right, there we go. Thank you. Sorry, Shuri, not completely up to date on everything. I know this is a work in progress. All right, let's touch on some of the AL West. We finally get a Coors Field. Coors Field, we're back, baby. Boots on the ground. What's the weather like this weekend, Taylor? In Denver, Colorado. Is it wheels up? Are we bombing away here? Looks like we've got gross. Oh my God, 38 degrees and rainy, 45 degrees and sunshiny, and then 59 degrees on Sunday and sunshiny. This is gonna be a fun one, I think, because both of these teams, not great. So you got Bido pitching, JP Sears and Joey Estes, Estes, right? For the A's. For the Colorado Rockies, we've got Feltner, Herman Marquez, and Bradley Blaylock. Are we firing this game up? I mean, I know it's not the most sexy offensives here, but I think we got to do it. Boston base. There you go. Thank you very much, man. You're the king. You're the king. This might be fun for the bats, though, right? I think all 6 pitchers going out there this weekend can be attacked. I think we could get to some A's. Let's actually do this since this is like we also said Angels and Guardians, right? That was the other one we talked about. Excuse me. Again, let's actually go to the marketplace here. Let's go see what are some of these athletics going for right now. And is it a buy low? For manager sales, let's just do limited here. You get Seth Brown. There you go. Got to go get Seth Brown. More interested in guys like, was Zach actually when he comes back? I think it's kind of fun. Soderstrom, excuse me. He's dropped a soda bomb at some point this year. Lawrence Butler, Brent Rooker. I probably wouldn't go too far down from that. Also like JJ Bleday. I know he's not Australian, but I say him with an Australian accent every time. JJ Bleday. I like him. I like him on the A side of stuff. What about the Rockies? Tap the Rockies, Coors Light. What is the manager sales looking like over here? You got Herman Marquez, who's pitching. I mean, that honestly relatively cheap for a daily pitcher. All of these Rockies pitchers are super cheap, rightfully so. But how about the hitters? What do we got here? Brenton Doyle, only $6 right now. Nolan Jones, Kyle Freeland. These actually, wow, I won the most expensive one. Hell yeah. These actually feel like kind of a steal right now. Again, are people, am I missing something here? I shouldn't say a steal. Steal's maybe too aggressive, but I feel like we are going to have them cook a little bit offensively anyways. Like I like this I like the matchup for the Rockies a little bit more than the A's, I think. I don't know. Rockies have the second best starting pitching ERA in baseball so far. Yeah, but you're about to go to altitude, baby. There you go. Good luck. Good luck, Windy City. Yeah, and it's a short slate tonight, too, so that's actually in a really good spot. The other thing I wanted to check were the Angels, who I do think the Angels are a cheaper stack that you can get involved in, and it's a relatively I think they're in a good spot. Who else? We got Adele's up here. He's sitting at the bottom of the order. Jorge Soler, Taylor Ward. Is Taylor Ward still hitting leadoff these days? Has he been doing anything? Actually, nobody on that team has been doing anything right now. A lot of Angels here. Mike Trout. Trout hit his first home run of the year last night. I don't like that the Dodgers are popping up. I know it's because it's Los Angeles, but it's still lame. Let's look at the Guardians too. How about, can we get a Quan bomb? What's Quan's average price looking like? Will Brennan. Shut up, Will Brennan. Tristan McKenzie. Remember when he was supposed to be just like the best? Merry Christmas, Jay Knoll. We got, let's see. Cade Smith, that's Borland's buy. There we go. There's Quan, $14. Lane Thomas, $11. I don't know. I don't hate those guys. Let's see. What else did I get? Oh, Sean's here. Hell yeah, Sean. We got Doyle, Tovar, Taglia, McMahon, the decent players if y'all want to do it. There you go. There you go. Only because I donated subs, can I request instant reacts on these headlines? Liam Neeson. I'm pro Liam Neeson Naked Gun reboot because it's being directed by what's his name from The Lonely Island. Shout out Peyton Pritchard. I'm glad the 6th man of the year is going to get shoe deal. And then the KD leak coming like 5 years later, I think is pretty funny. Or 3 years later. Yeah, my joke was that I think Donovan Mitchell leaked that just so we're trying to make some dissension amongst the Boston Celtics. I'm not surprised. I mean, there were rumors that the Celtics had a conversation about KD when that happened in real time. So it's weird that it came out now, but I don't know. Oh, Taylor Ward's still leading off. I'm assuming that's what that was in reference to. All right, let's go back over to some of these lineups or some of these probables, and then I'll build some lineups. And I don't know. Then you guys just tell me what to do. I think that's the best way to do it. All right, we already talked Houston. We already talked Angels. The Mariners are heading to San Francisco. Rice-A-Roni, San Francisco treat. Let's see what the weather's like out there. Looking for your location. No, just look up fucking San Francisco. What's going on? Hold on 1 second. Un momento, por favor. Let's see. It still says I'm in Denver. That's hilarious. All right. Let's try San Francisco again. All right. The weather this weekend. What do we have here? Oh, looks nice today. Oh, 67, 69, nice, and 66. No rain. No rain on my parade. All right. So who's throwing? Who's throwing in this matchup? Bryce Miller, Brian Wu, Logan Gilbert. All right, those are the 3 best pitchers for the Seattle Mariners, I believe. At least that's what I think. And on the Giants side, Snoopaloop, bargain shopper over there with Justin Verlander, Robbie Ray, who could get you 25 so rare points or minus 25 so rare points, and Jordan Hicks. Not the best place to target offense, I don't think. San Francisco is still a relatively big ballpark, plus most of the like better pitching options, right? So that's not as fun. That is fun. Do you think everyone knows Ray Bork? I asked multiple people around wow, that is surprising. There we go. Yeah, I am going to pick up. I have to get Christian Campbell soon so I can keep my Red Sox boost. I don't think I have my boost anymore, but I am going to have to get him. All right, let's keep going here. I think we're actually making good time so far. Where did I leave off? Oh, Seattle. We got Texas and Tampa Bay. We already did. Atlanta is at home at Miami. Spencer Schwellenbach, AJ Smith Shauver, and Grant Holmes. I'll be honest, I only know that first pitcher. I haven't heard of these other two guys. Miami's throwing out Max Meyer, Cal Quantrell, Sandy Alcantara. This feels like we're going to get some offense. Xavier Edwards. Shout out Xavier Edwards. Saw him stealing bags last night against the New York Mets. Let's see. In Atlanta this weekend, hot Atlanta. Oh, 83 right now. Sorry, 87 tomorrow, 86, and then 74. Okay, we found our new smash matchup here. I think the Atlanta Braves, fire up them Braves, right? Fire up them Braves. Let's get it. Let's get it. Yeah, I like that. Outside of Alcantara on Sunday, but Friday and Saturday should be cooking. Unless I just don't know a lot of these names. Miami, on the other hand, I mean, at least they're relatively cheap, but I don't know if I'd be going out of my way to get them. Cal Quantrell, known best for calling out Reese McGuire for whacking it in the parking lot. Shout out Reese McGuire, baby. All right, the Philadelphia Phillies. We got Jesus Luzardo, Aaron Nola, Christopher Sanchez, all thrown against the Dodgers. We already looked at this is in Philly. Yamamoto, Oroki Sasaki, and Tyler Glasnow. Wow, we got some pitching in duels in this matchup. In Philly this weekend, here's the weather. Here's the weather in Philadelphia. We've got, what do we have here? No, that's today. 66, some rain. All right, we should be. Sunday is a little dicey, but these are great. Honestly, might be. Listen, I think we might be thrown. Yeah, Meyer is good. But Meyer also like high range of outcomes, right? I feel like I saw Meyer get blown up a few times as well, but also has really a high upside. Again, from my limited DFS last season. I feel like Philly pitchers might be a little bit more fun in the daily game than in the full weekend. Oh, maybe that's not true. I'm just thinking if you're dodging some weather on Saturday and Sunday, but it's also against like the both. So we're getting really good pitching against really good offenses. So I feel like that's just harder to figure out. I feel like I would use that as a tiebreaker to stay away from those pitchers, me personally, but. All right, let's keep going. Where did I just leave off with? Philadelphia, Washington Natties. Natties are playing the D-backs in Washington. You got Irvin, Mitchell Parker, and Michael Soraka on the mound for the Natties. Arizona, Brandon, Eduardo Rodriguez, and Corbin Burns. Did we just find our new favorite stack of the weekend, or am I just saying that because I own Corbin Burns and Lourdes Gurriel? In the nation's capital, if it's still standing, looks like it's going to be what is Valva here. Looks like we're going to be sitting at, 69, dab on them. But a little stormy, but that's okay. We're not trying to play pitchers there. 70 on Saturday, and then a 50% chance of rain on Sunday with a little bit cooler temp there. This is going to be a fun one. Bucks and Blue. All right, Twin Stack is back, baby. Maybe I get a min cash after all. I think I'm going to be firing up the D-backs, man. Eugenio Suarez, Corbin Carroll, Lourdes Gurriel might be my three. That's going to be my stack as I'm thinking about the cards that I already own. Wait, what's going on? What's going on here? Sorry, my computer is tweaking. Hold on. Let's see what that does. Hold on. Uh-oh. Wait. No. Sorry, guys. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. Whoa, my computer was freaking. That was crazy. Kettle Marte. What do you mean Kettle Marte erasure? I love Kettle Marte. I love Kettle Marte. Hold on 1 second, by the way. We might have to. What just happened there? All right, let me go back to theweather.com. Did you guys see that on your screen? That was crazy. All right, anyways. Back to where I was at over here. Now I'm nervous. I gotta unplug my phone here. That was weird. All right. Let's go back over to the probables. Where did we leave off? No bookmarks. This is a bookmark-free place, baby. All right, what do we got? Where did I leave off? Oh, I was saying I really like the old D-backs. The old D-backs. Fire them up against the Washington Nationals. All right. That was with Washington. So now we do okay. Cubs and Padres. Looks like this matchup is in Chicago. We already looked up that weather where it looks like it should be fine, but not the best. Shota is throwing on Friday. Matty Boyd on Saturday. Ben Brown on Sunday. For the fathers, the Padres, they're throwing out Randy Vasquez, Nick Pivetta, Kyle Hart. Feels like the Cubs are in a good spot this weekend. Maybe your King Tuck, Kyle Tucker's been on a heater. We also have who was the other guy? Ian Happ, maybe some Ian Happ, some Dansby Swanee. I don't know. Padres bats also can probably win most matchups, at least the top of the order. Fernando Tatis off to a fun start. Feel like you can get to San Diego if you would like a whale's vagina. All right. Let's see. We did. Oh, Cincinnati against the Brew Crew breakthrough. Here we go. We haven't done this one yet. And look, their pitchers are right next to each other. Cincinnati, this is a 4-game series. So the first one is going on this afternoon, I think. Lodolo against Cortez. But then tomorrow, Martinez against Tyler Alexander. Brady Singer against Elvin Rodriguez. And then Carson Spires against Chatty Patty. Let's see. This actually, man, if this is going to be good weather, I pray. Can we? Is it? No, 57 and rainy. Thunderstorms on Saturday, rainy on Sunday. Man, wait, that's indoors? Really? Cincinnati's Great American Ballpark's indoors? Oh, it's at Milwaukee. It's at Milwaukee. My bad. I thought this was in Cincinnati. My bad. No, it is. Oh, yeah, it is at Milwaukee. I think I've been. My bad. It's Milwaukee. My bad. Yeah. All right. Anyways, keep going. My bad. Yeah. Fire up the Reds, baby. Fire up the Reds. Fire up the Brewers too. Fire up the Brewers as well. I'm not really scared of any of these guys. Brady Singer, is Brady Singer the best pitcher of these 6 right now? I don't know enough about Nick Martinez. Anyways, like the Reds. We already did Pittsburgh and the Skanks. We did Cards and the Sox. We did D-backs. We did Rockies and A's. We did Dodgers. We did them all. So there we go. What are our favorite stacks? Put it in the chat. So we love the Reds, right? We love Cincinnati. We love Arizona. I think I talked myself into some Chicago Cubs. The Braves, I think, were up there. And then we mentioned Angels and Guardians for a good hitting environment. And then what was the other one? Oh, A's and Rockies. Did we miss anything else that you guys are really excited about? I think the Yankees, you could probably always. Yankees seem like their offense is going to be beating everybody. Let's do a run through in the bi-weekly. I'm going to try to build some lineups. We can maybe talk through some situations here. We won't go too long today. Still figuring out the best way to do this. But here we go. Let's do limited champ 1 here. Let's set this lineup. So I know we've got Bryce Miller against the Giants, but again, decent hitting environment, but good pitchers. We got Ronel Blanco against the Minnesota Twins. We got Dean Kramer, probably not throwing the creamer. Walker Buehler against the Cards. Jacob deGrom, Christopher Sanchez, and then Dickie Fitz. Who is the starter that we go with there? If I had to rank before seeing the chat, oh, there we go, Boston Base. Let's get back into it, baby. I think going into I would rank them Bryce Miller number 1, DeGrom number 2. Are those like my 2 best pitching options right now? I think, right? We just go Miller. Do we do the Miller Munoz stack again? DeGrom or Miller? There we go. All right, so let's do Miller. And let's do Munoz. These are my relief pitching options. We know Bowden Francis is going to pitch this weekend against the Mets. We got Chapman here. We got Mason Miller against the Rockies. We've got Munoz, Cade Smith for the Guards. Clay Holmes just pitched last night, so he's probably not going this weekend, right? And then we have Jeff Hoffman, the Hoffa. Where would we go there? Just throw Munoz and stack it up. I actually don't hate Chapman against the Cardinals either. I'm just more nervous that these games don't all play. That would be my That would be my one concern there, is that they don't all play. Let's just throw Munoz in there for now. We'll stack it up. Hopefully we get a little dub in there, especially because it's a short game week. I don't mind it as much. Now, I think you guys didn't do it. I asked you to rank your stacks in there. I think if I sort by Reds, since that's a team we mentioned, I think and Carcion Strand, although it seems like he's back okay, because I was nervous he was going to be day to day. Our Diamondbacks, though, I think I have a couple of Diamondbacks. We got Suarez here that we could throw in. I think I might just do Suarez. I think I might do Suarez here and then go from there. There we go. Francis is your safest bet, but Miller or Munoz, I haven't seen when they last pitched though. CS was back in the yesterday. Okay, all right, cool. I might use CES in the second one. Let's start with Suarez here. Let's go to our middle infield now. We got Willie Castro. We got Tovar against the A's, which again in Colorado, we do like that. We've got Brandon Lowe against Texas, which we like that matchup as well. Volpe against the Pirates. We also have Trevor Story, not shaky hitting environment there. We got Corey Seager, too, against Tampa. Corey Seager feels like he's been off to a relatively slow start. I don't think he played yesterday, maybe it was. So I think I would rank these Tovar and then Seager. What do you guys think? Weisberg said, are you focused on Champ? Well, I think the reason, if I'm being honest, the reason I had success in the daily was two things happened. One, I'm still actively buying cards right now to bulk up my gallery a little bit. So getting somebody like Kyle Tucker that I hadn't had I would have put him in my champion lineup, but he wasn't available. I mean, I didn't have him yet. So that's why I use him for daily. But I would definitely use Tucker this weekend for champion. So I'm still focusing on champion and then using my, as I start building cards. So daily's still secondary because I think the prizes are much better in this. However, I do think it's a little bit easier to win daily right now if you are buying in-season cards because it's not as big of a thing. There's not as many people doing it. All right, so this is what I would ask you here. Would you go Tucker, Carroll? I mean, I think I got to put I think I'm playing both of these guys, right? Tucker and Carroll. I'm just going to throw out some other names here. You got Lourdes Gurriel. We still got Byron Buxton, but the Twins are only playing 2 games. Bellinger, I mentioned, was fine. Garrett Mitchell, I kind of like against the Reds, but lower in the order. Ian Happ, I mentioned him earlier too. I like him this weekend. I think we just double click these fellas. Get Corbin Carroll in there. So now I've got 2 D-backs. And then on the shorter game week, are you trying to put a second pitcher in the flex spot or no? You still want a hitter in the flex spot, right? So let's just go ahead. We still got Paul Goldschmidt as well. Some other infielders that I left out, right? We got all of the Red Sox. I haven't touched any of them. We have Encarnacion Strand as well. Brandon, I mentioned Lowe. I do like Lowe. We got Larnach over there. Brent Rooker against the Rockies. We could go Rooker. We could go Tucker and Rooker. I think I'm just we're gonna save Rooker for the next one. I think we throw Kyle Tucker in there because he's been on a heater. I know it's in San Diego. And then I mean we could still throw. We don't. All right, let's see. Can I filter this by hitter? No. Well, that doesn't matter either. All right, I think Seager, Brandon Lowe, any of the Yankees minus Aaron Judge. We still have Gurriel if we wanted to do like a full Diamondbacks sweep there. We got all the Red Sox. Or do we just throw in Carcion Strand? I feel like it's Lowe. I feel like it's probably Brandon Lowe here, right? And then either Happ or Rooker. Let's do Happ in this one. Let's do Happ just so we can have 2-man there. I'm fine with that. We'll use Rooker in the next one. We'll use Rooker in the next one. So let's confirm that. At home, Bryce Miller and Munoz for our pitchers. Then we're throwing on the corners. We got Suarez. We got Tovar in the middle, Corbin Carroll, Kyle Tucker, and then Ian Happ. Let's build this second one here now. Did I use 2 starters? Did I? No, I only used 1, right? Did I just fuck that up? No, No, only use one. Only one starter. Okay. This one, Blanco or DeGrom. Let's throw DeGrom in this one. And then let's say we mentioned we wanted to use Rook. Oh, we use the second relief pitcher here. I think we use Bowden Francis here, right? So now we can use, I think that's probably the way to go. I think that would be kind of fun. Just having a second starter in there. I think, unless, I don't know. All right. First base here. Let's throw in Carcion Strand in this one. We're going to play him. Although I kind of want to do a Red Sox stack, but the weather's just going to be so bad. So let's use Strand. I think we're going to have to put Brandon. We don't have to, but I think we're going to put Brandon Lowe here next. I feel like Lowe has some launch in him. We also could just go Corey Seager instead. What are the game week? Oh, I didn't even look at the game week projections. How do I pull that back up? How did I just have that for Seager? Oh, 26. There it is. Gotcha. All right, let's throw Seager in there. We'll listen to the projections on that one. I feel like Seager could absolutely smoke. Yeah, Mason Miller too. Yeah, I maybe I should be saving Bowden because I do have some other starter options this weekend. All right, here we go. Gurriel, we got Duran. We got the Twins guys we're not using. Christopher Morel we're not going to use. Buxton we'll just use for daily. Let's throw Belly in there. And then let's get Rooker in here. Rooker for one flex. And then our last flex spot here. We could go to another skank. We could use a Yankee there. We could use all of the Red Sox we haven't used yet. I mean, at some point, Devers is going to hit like 45 bumps. But I actually think the move is to probably play Goldschmidt and just have two Yanks at the top of the order. They face two lefties. All right, let's get Belly out of there. Let's get Belly Boy out of there. Hey, maybe we can throw Duran or Gurriel. I kind of want to save the Red Sox and just do daily stacks with them if we think they're playing. You know, what pitchers do I like this weekend? I really like the Seattle. Hold on. Let me run through some of these pitchers here that I really like this weekend. The Dodgers Phillies I feel like are some of the best pitchers, but are going against the best matchups. So I don't really love that. The best hitting matchups, that is. I don't know. I'd probably be trying to target Jack Flaherty this weekend for Detroit. It's probably pretty fun there. I wouldn't hate that. Let's see. You could get to Tanner Beebe, I think, this weekend would be pretty fun. The weather's just a little dicey, man. The weather is a little funky. And like the Rockies and A's would be guys that I'd want to target, but I don't love that they're pitching. You know what? Spencer Arrighetti, I think, could be pretty fun for Houston this weekend. Again, Bryce Miller, Brian Wu, Logan Gilbert, all great options. Schwellenbach would be fun. I don't know. Maybe the chat's got some more options too. All right, we need to get another outfielder in this bad boy. Let's do it. Let's get another. Brian Reynolds against the Yanks? No, we're not going to do that. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anybody. We could do. No, we're not doing. Twins only have two. Let's throw Duran in there. He's projected the highest anyways. All right, so the second lineup, we got DeGrom. We're throwing Bowden in there. Let's actually keep Bowden. I kind of agree with what you were saying in there, where I think Bowden I would want to use this week. There we go. So those are my two main champions here. And then I wanted to. Did we get a boost here at all with these Twins doing some shit? Are we sniffing any cash? Oh, we're 9 points away. No, I'm sorry, 3 points away from the closest reward here. What terrible teams I rolled out. Terrible teams. I gotta. It is a Riley Green. Should I be playing Riley Green this weekend? Is that what you're saying? Should I be throwing out Riley Green? Riley Green was somebody I crafted. I think I crafted that fella. I got to tell you guys, I don't know if it's because I just scratched my face. I don't know if it's because I don't know this stuff as well as I know basketball, so I'm a little bit more excited, like learning it. I am having a freaking blast through a couple game weeks. I am enjoying the sweat. I haven't spent a ton of money. Maybe I'm also a little bit biased because I won a Corbin Carroll and an Ezekiel Tovar this week, but I'm enjoying this. So thank you guys for bullying me into it. I don't know. What do you guys have? You guys have anything that you're targeting? Riley Green pending weather. Maybe I'll just save Riley Green for the daily then. For the daily. When's the next time I can craft? What are we up to? 572. All right, so we're getting closer. Let's see how my daily lineup is going right now. That's not what I was trying to do. Back to the lobby. The lobby. All right. Let's see how these bad boys are doing. All right, that's top 60%. Not great. Not great. It's falling apart here. What about this one? Oh, this is the one that was in 34th. But we need Gary L and Volpe to go nuts, I guess. Or Wells, excuse me. That's Wells. The pitching thing was crazy. Charlie Morton with an 83 by just doing a bad job. You have some big time sweats? What's our leaderboard looking like, Taylor? Sean was saying, what are your best value buys? Man, this is what I would do, Sean. And I don't even know if this is value, but what I had mentioned is like finding what you think the best hitting environments are and then just stacking up those guys. So like the team that we were pointing out a little bit earlier is the Rockies and Oakland or Sacramento, whatever the Athletics are now. The Rockies and the Athletics are playing in Colorado, which even though the weather isn't awesome, it's a really good hitting. The altitude, the ball carries further. So you can find some pretty cheap options of guys that have really high upside. Like we were mentioning Ryan McMahon, Tovar. We were mentioning Brenton Doyle as like some Rocky options that can really cook. On the athletic side of things, we were talking about Brent Rooker, JJ Bleday. I don't know who else is on the Athletics off the top of my head. But like finding those spots, you're mentioning the Guardians this weekend. We were mentioning, so like, you know what I mean? If you find a team that you want to target, you can take a look at some of those and like just find the cheaper ends. You can look at the projected started lineups or on either Roto Grinders or Fangraphs, which are the two websites I've been using as resources. And then that's kind of how I would do it if you're trying to stay on a budget. And then listen, I think like understanding the pitching rotations and knowing like when you're getting the starters versus like the non-starters is helpful. Like the aces versus the non-aces is helpful as well. All right, Taylor says I'm 3rd and 33rd in limited champ, 18th in rare champ. Wow, you are having some sweaty sweats tonight. I love that. Yeah, you need Hater. You need Hater. Hater's on your team in 3rd, and let's go. Wait, I can probably see this, right? I can probably see this. Let's go see. Let's go to biweekly. Excuse me. Biweekly. Let's look at limited champ leaderboard. Oh, we're actually winning 10 essence now. All right, view the leaderboard. Woo! Look at this lineup. There we go. Ellie Belly De La Cruz. Kyle Tucker. That's a fun Kyle Tucker card. Yeah, you need Hater. You need Bill Hader bad. You're only okay, so you're down 14 points. This guy also has Tucker, Juan Soto, Jackson Churios, McGill, Wheels, Dela Cruz, Witt. All right, so yeah, Hater is like your big thing, man. Yeah, if Hater drops a little Hater bomb, all of a sudden you're cooking. First in Underdog Classic. There we go. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Start looking ahead on game weeks where there may be a small slate like today to make sure you're able to submit a competitive lineup. This is also a great point. That's why I thought I was going to cook today. I thought I was going to cook in the daily game today on the short slate, but did not happen. Did not happen. All right. Anything else you guys got for me? We're going to call it there. 50 minutes of fury. We'll be back so obviously tomorrow NBA. I'll be honest, guys, there's a chance there's no NBA bit tomorrow. I'm going to put this out there right now, and here's why. One, I did 3 shows today, plus Hoop Sense came out. Tomorrow, or tonight, I've got a basketball game, and then I'm going to Dustin's event. So I don't know what shape I'm going to be in the morning. Not even like hungover. I just mean sleepy. And I know that we're doing the NBA bit. I mean, the live before lock in the afternoon. So just stay tuned. Yeah. And also to this point, the NBA is tough right now. It is. Like, we just need to kick and scream all the way to the playoffs. But yeah, anyways, live before lock for sure. And then I would say we're 60-40 on for the NBA bid. It depends like what happens tonight in basketball. That's going to be a big indicator as to if we do this or not. But as Weisberg said in the chat, go watch Hoop Sense on Count the Dings, the Count the Dings YouTube channel if you haven't checked that out yet. And also on our other NBA bid channel, the 89 Cavs literally recorded right before we started this. And it was a really fun episode. So go check that out too. Somebody's beeping their horn right now. But now I got to go take some Advil. I got to go rub some of this on my body, some BioFreeze. Shout out. We need a BioFreeze sponsorship, by the way, because we're about to go play. We only have 6 guys tonight. Only have 6 guys for our basketball game tonight. And I'm going to be honest, I stopped going to the gym last week because I was tired. So it's going to be a tough scene. And then I have to go use extroverted energy to see my boy Dustin. Well, I don't need the extroverted energy for him, but you know what I mean. Hater in the Reds, baby. Yeah, good luck, Taylor. Good luck to everybody with their sweat tonight. We'll see you tomorrow at some point. Have a great night. Let's go win some stuff.